Hello, everybody, and welcome to TV Skywriter. I'm Pat Murray. I publish the Durham Skywriter, which is Durham, North Carolina's online community paper. And with TV Skywriter, I'd like to introduce you to people you need to know. Now, how many people do you know who's like 80 plus years old and has a documentary about them, is going out on gospel concerts, and has a new CD out? Well, let's meet her. We are going to talk with 𝗟𝗏𝗪𝗧. So stay tuned. Hey, it's time for TV Skywriter. Hello, Mother Perry. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. I am so excited because Gabby from Music Maker Foundation sent me an email and said, can you interview Mother 𝗟𝗏𝗪𝗧? And I said, I know who that is because your documentary premiered here in Durham just, what was it, a couple of weeks ago? I think.
Yeah.
Because I remember putting it in the Durham Skywriter and announcing it during my show. So I said, I know who that is. So how are you? It's so nice to meet you.
Yes, meet you too.
Now, you have a group that's really tearing it up. And Phil Cook is waiting in the wings. We're going to bring him on in a minute. But yes, there's a documentary about your life and your career in gospel. You've been out there since the 70s?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Tell us that story about how you formed the Branchettes. This is a cool story.
Okay. The Branchettes, as we got older, in our church, we were singing in the senior choir. So we had to go to an engagement a little ways up the road there. And we thought we were going to take the whole choir, but the choir didn't want to come. So three of us just, got on in our cars and on Smithfield so we could represent our senior choir at church. So that's what we did. We went right up there, sat down and waited our turn. And after that, we started singing together right often.
Wow. Well, let's mention the name of your church. Give them some credit. The Long Branch Disciples of Christ Church. And that's in
Newton Grove, North Carolina.
Wow. Awesome. Okay. Now, wait a minute. So you were expecting the whole choir to show up?
Yes, we thought they were coming.
But how did you sing as three people as opposed to a whole choir? How did you get that together?
Oh, we knew how to do it. We knew how to do it. We knew what we were supposed to do, and that's why we went, because they were one of our neighboring churches, Smithfield. And we were looking back, how you get church, you look back and see somebody that's coming that's going to sing, but nobody else showed up.
Wow. So as the Branchettes, and I guess the name came from Long Branch, right? I'm just guessing.
Yes, it did. Yes.
So did you immediately just start going to other churches and singing here and there?
Oh, yes. About every weekend we was on the road or at nights going to revivals. It didn't matter where anyone needed us, we'd be right there.
Wow. Now, I've heard some of your music, and that piano playing is just so delightful. Whoever that is on piano, it's so delightful.
Yes.
And it made me wonder. So, do you all read music?
No.
See, that's what I'm wondering. Whenever I hear these good gospel groups, I'm wondering, how do you all know how to do the harmonies? And how do you know what you did last week so you can do it next week? How do you do that?
Oh, well, we were sort of like used to it because we were singing in the senior choir at church. And then usually when we would go to another church and we didn't have a musician, somebody there that could pick us up. And, we'd go right on singing. And we had that. We made sure that we had that harmony that we needed for the three of us.
So with there being three singers as opposed to a whole choir, did you have to do the same songs differently? Three different notes? Did you have to pick out or what?
Well, no, it just come natural to us. That's all I can say. It would just come natural. We knew we had to do it. So maybe, in the car coming up to this other church, we would have time to get that little harmony together.
Wow.
it was a fun time. We had a good time too.
I bet it was fun. So how many different types of churches did you go to? I mean, were they all around in your area, or did you go further and further out?
Well, a lot of the church was in our area, but we went in the church that would invite us to come, no matter where they were, or if they was in North Carolina or in another city or whatever. We didn't miss out. We did not miss our appointments.
So you actually traveled outside of North Carolina too?
Yes, ma'am.
Ooh, that must have been lots of fun.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I saw somewhere that you actually went all the way to Ireland.
Yes.
How did that happen?
Oh, Professor Glenn Henson, he was working with us, and then the organization there in Raleigh that would, get different groups to come to different places, and they had given us the opportunity for 3 times maybe, and we met every one of them. The Aunt May passed away, and Sister Ethel and I would still go on to wherever we needed to go. And then Sister Ethel passed away, and then Wilbur and I would take those trips.
Okay, and he played that beautiful piano that I'm talking about.
Oh, yes.
I really like how he played that piano.
Yeah, he can play it good, girl.
I love it.
And I would talk to her.
So tell us who Angela Kent is.
Angela Kent is a young lady I met down in Wilson, North Carolina. And after Wilbert passed away, then I asked her if she would play for me, and she doesn't, she didn't hesitate. So yes, I'll play for you. And she played and she sang, and was with her choir, her church, but every opportunity that you could get, then she didn't play for us.
Well, you got to keep it going.
Yes, certainly.
And speaking of keeping it going, it looks like on Friday, the 27th, you are going to be live in Scarborough at the Freight Train Blues Music Festival.
Yes.
Starting at around 6:30 or so in the Scarborough Town Commons.
Yes.
So that's going to be fun. You're going to raise the roof. Although you'll be outside, but still.
Yes, we'll be outside.
So what's it like? A lot of people start in gospel and somehow end up in R&B, but you started in gospel and you're staying with gospel. And I'm wondering why.
Because that's what brought me through gospel. I dare something would happen and you didn't really know which way to turn. All you had to do is hit one of those good old gospel songs, and shucks. After a while, you forgot what happened. But that music just does something for you. It does, and then you got to have a mind set to do what you need to do. And since I've been out, so many years out, until it didn't bother me to go in front of a crowd, or it didn't bother me unless they went with 3 or 4 or 5 people there. But I had to do what I promised God I'll do. A lot of times they say, God, if you do this, if no sense in saying if. I find out all you got to do is ask Him.
There you go. And you can feel what the crowd's feeling too, right? Especially when they're really into the music.
Yes.
I suppose that helps too.
Yes, it does.
Now let's bring on Mr. Phil Cook. I think in the credits, I have to apologize in advance. I added an E to Cook. I honestly thought, let's bring him on. He's saying, "Oh, Pshaw." Hello, Phil Cook. How are you?
Hey, Mom.
Hey, darling.
Hey, Miss
So
Murray.
tell
How
us
are you?
who you are and how you're involved with the music.
Well, I'm just a lucky guy. Starts there. I think fate put me on a path that eventually led me to Mother Perry's door about 6 years ago. Although so much has happened since then with us that I don't remember not knowing her at this point in my life. She's just in there permanently and in my heart every day.
Wonderful.
And yeah, I've come into this because, you know, we both love Margaret Ellison and the angelic gospel singers, and we love a lot of the same songs. We really do. We have some of even our favorite songs. If You Can't Help Me, Please Don't Stop Me. And the old hymns that I just have, that speak to me. And
sounds like you grew up with the music too.
I did. Mostly it was in the form of my father's record collection and my piano at home and different movies that I liked the parts of. And so it was a place that was very wintry and small town, farm town. And so I mostly had my piano and the records, and the outside world was far away. But when I got old enough and graduated college, I moved down to North Carolina. And years later, then I got to meet 𝗟𝗏𝗪𝗧. And like I said.
And you recorded the album, right?
Yeah, I put together the band. They're my band, the band that I play with and the most often, and I knew they would handle the music with care and with respect and with love, and you know, and
joy.
And joy. And Mom's a big fan of the band as well, and she loves their playing, and they know how to back her up and to not get crowd and get in the way of her singing and the lead and just support. So yeah, that kind of thing. I just knew I could trust them to handle something.
Nice. So the album is a live concert album. It's called Stay Prayed Up. Now, from what I understand, it's on CD, but somehow you also have LPs. Is that true?
I know.
Wow.
Look at that.
LPs. Oh, hold that up. Yeah. Woo.
It looks so good.
Nice. Very nice.
I love that picture.
That is so nice. Well, congratulations. I mean, so this is the first album on your label.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. She just sure enough inspired me to just, I don't know, I've never started a label before. I've never done anything like that, but you know, it just felt like what's it called?
Spiritual Helpline, is it?
Yep, Spiritual Helpline. I named it after her telephone, which rings off the hook, and she prays with people all day, and she's the glue in her community, and she always has been. Young people alike, she's just in touch and in tune with her community in a beautiful way that, you know, I aspire to be in touch with my community of my own. And so it felt like a fitting name for the label, the Spiritual Helpline.
Beautiful, beautiful. So this documentary that I mentioned, it has the same name, right? Stay Prayed Up?
Yes, ma'am.
So the debut, I think it must have been sometime last month, because I remember announcing it and having it in my online newspaper, the Durham Skywriter. But we'll have to wait a little while for us to see it if we miss the premiere, right? I heard that in June, it'll be available online.
Yes, it'll be in June. There will be a theatrical release in the Juneteenth weekend.
Ooh, good timing.
That weekend there'll be a theatrical debut in New York, Chicago, Los Angeles, and Raleigh, North Carolina.
Nice. I'm from Chicago. So where in Chicago?
Good question. We'll make sure it's all on the website and everything that we have, and the announcements, and we'll make.
I want my family to go.
Oh yes, please send them. It's to be experienced in person, as we really believe.
Excellent, excellent. And then it says here that in July it'll be available for rent on iTunes and Amazon.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's in July.
Folks that are having a limited travel and are still kind of home, and they can find a way to enjoy it in their home and still get the message and the love.
Excellent. So 𝗟𝗏𝗪𝗧, I'm just curious. I'm just so thrilled that you're still touring, doing the concerts and whatnot. Yes. Do you have any big plans that you haven't told anybody about until now?
Well, let me see. Not really, but we're still traveling, but I sort of, I'll wait. I'll wait. All they got to do is pick up the phone and ask me, and I'll say yes, no, or whatever. But I'm thinking I'm going to. And my daughter usually has to keep up with it for me because I'm trying to do so many other things, try to inspire and do things for people. And but we're still traveling.
Okay. Is there any place you want to go to in particular? Because you were in New York City a couple of days ago.
Yes.
At where is it? At the Lincoln Center or somewhere?
It was at Lincoln Center. And this I've been to the Lincoln Center before, prior to this, years back.
Wow.
So I try to keep myself busy. Do things, first of all, to please God. Then next, I try to do everything that I can within my power to help people. I wouldn't say please, but a lot of people you can't please, so I try to help people.
And is it the Music Maker Foundation? They're the ones who are setting up the concerts? Because I know they help a lot of really great musicians that a lot of people are missing out on. They're helping support them. I know they set up concerts and tour dates and that sort of thing.
They usually, call. Let Phil can answer that for you.
Okay.
Phil answer that for you.
Yeah, I think they're doing that Freight Train Blues series in 𝗟𝗏𝗏 throughout the summer, and the Branchettes will be appearing on May 27th, this Friday, at that 𝗟𝗏𝗏 Town Commons. So that should be a fun time. Always, I think they've done that a few years in a row. Isn't that right, Mom?
That's right.
Nice. Well, I really wish for you the very, very best. I cannot wait to see your documentary. I think what I might do, because my sister, she's coming from Chicago to visit me tomorrow, so we're going to watch your documentary together.
We're
both really, really into music. In fact, my mom was a music teacher. Her dad was a music professor, and we're just. I cannot wait for my sister to see this documentary. I can't wait.
Oh,
seriously. I have to get the CD or the album or whichever.
Let me know where to send it. I'll get you.
Oh, well, thank you, because yes, I would like to feature it as CD of the month in the Durham Skywriter online newspaper. I'd love to do that.
Oh, all right.
And you're welcome to come back anytime, Mother Perry, Phil Cook, either or both.
Yes.
I would love to have you back.
It would be wonderful. Wonderful.
Okay. Any last minute shout outs before we go? I do need to thank your daughter, Lena, as well, Lena Williams, because she made this interview possible. And of course, Gabby from Music Maker. She's the one who contacted me initially. So those are the shout outs I want to give. How about you, Mr. Cook, and Mother Perry? Any last minute shout outs?
I mean, I just want to give a shout out to Mom. I just want to give a shout out to you and say it's so good to see your face today. However I see it.
Yes. We're thinking about you, and a whole lot. I'll be thinking about it. And if anything in my mind say you need to call him, I'll call him.
I can feel that love.
Yes, I do. I love him. I love everybody.
That's right.
I love, because if I want to make it in, I have to love. I gotta love everybody, because I don't want my living to be in vain. After all I've done and all the places I've gone, places is too numerous now, and every church I could get into, it didn't matter what denomination, what they had going on. I felt free going in to make sure I could help somebody. And when somebody said, "You know what? You made my day," it just makes me feel good all over. And that's what I do. I don't like start trouble with nobody. I want to help people. That's what I do all the time.
Oh, you do.
And I know you help probably thousands, right?
I have.
Yeah.
All that
millions even. I mean, if you're going to New York City.
Yes.
And Ireland and all those different places. So I can imagine you are reaching a lot of people.
Yes,
we really, really need it. People are really suffering right now.
Yes, they are. They are. I pray so much for everybody. I know that there's a lot of things going on, but some might not understand, but you know, you just pick up your Bible and read it, and it'll tell you what to listen to me. Pick up your Bible,
Right.
pick it up and read it. And I just love what I'm doing. Thanking God for my journey. Never thought that I would come out of a cotton patch and get in a jet or in an airplane or tobacco. I've done all of that, but it didn't stop my singing.
Wow.
That's right.
Such a thrill to meet both of you. So thank you again so much for being on TV Skywriter. And I'm looking forward to actually meeting you in person for real.
All right.
One day, real soon.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks,
Absolutely. So
Bye,
take
Mom.
care.
Bye-bye, honey.
Thank you. Wonderful. That was beautiful. So I do hope that you can head out there Friday, the 27th is coming Friday. Go to the to 𝗂𝗏𝗁, the 𝗂𝗏𝗁 Town Commons, and go to the Freight Train Blues Music Festival. And it will be featuring our guest, Lena Mae Perry. And with that, you have a beautiful day. And I will see you one day real soon, hopefully, Lord willing. Stay tuned, and I'll see you later.